Good morning, dear class 9 students. Dear students, let us continue the chapter with the point Jainism. The doctrine of Jains were preached by saints or acharyas called Tirthankaras. So, the doctrine means the belief of Jains were preached or spoken by the saints or acharyas, and they are called Tirthankaras. 23 Thinkaras preceded Mahavira. So, before Mahavira, there are 23 great preachers. The first Tirthankara was Rasavadev, and the 23rd was Parsavadev. Now let us talk about Vardhamana Mahavira. So Mahavira was the 24th and the last of Tirthankaras. He made Jainism popular and systematic. That is why Mahavira is considered as a founder of Jainism. So Mahavira is considered as a founder of Jainism, though he was a 24th Tirthankaras. Among the 24th Tirthankaras, he was considered one of the leading Tirthankara and also was considered as the founder of Jainism. Mahavira was born in Kundagrama near Vaishali in Bihar in the second half of 6th century BC. So Mahavira was born in Kundagrama near Vaishali in Bihar in the 6th century BC. His father was the chief of Kshatriya clan. So his father was the chief or the head of the Kshatriya group, or we call the tribe. And his mother Trishila belonged to the royal family of Lichavias, and his mother belonged to a royal family of Lichavias. Mahavira received his early education in all specialized branches. So Mahavira was given educations in many different institutions and by the great teachers. He is said to have been very brave and to have saved his colleagues from dangers. So Mahavira was a very brave person, and in the time of dangers, often he has saved his own friends. For these deeds of bravery, he was called Mahavira. Since he has done lot of brave work, so he got the title Mahavira. At the time of his birth, his father's kingdom was prosperous. When he was born at the time, his father's kingdom was prosperous. That means the rich and successful. So the boy was called Vardhamana, prosperity. He got absorbed in spiritual pursuit from early childhood. So he got absorbed. Absorbed means interested in spiritual activities. Pursued means activities from early childhood. He was married to Yashoda. This was done in order to divert his attentions from asceticism. So this was done, or he was married to a lady Yashoda in order to divert his attention towards self-discipline. At the age of 30, after the death of his parents, Mahavira renounced his own kingdom. He left his own wife and also the all worldly life and roamed around and moved about as an ascetic. Ascetic means we would call as a monk, practicing severe penance for 12 years. So he practiced a lot of penance, physical penance. He silently endured all the hardships, and he silently endured means tolerated all his struggles. At last, he obtained the supreme knowledge. So, after 12 years of penance, he achieved the supreme knowledge. He subdued his desire, he controlled his desire, and became Jina, or the conqueror, or a winner. His followers came to be called Jinas or Jains, those who have conquered their desires. So, those who have conquered their will, they are called as Jinas or Jains. Now, Mahavira preached in different places after gaining the supreme knowledge. Now, let us talk about the preaching of Mahavira. After becoming the Jina or a conqueror, Mahavira spent his life in preaching. So, he went on preaching, giving good knowledge to the people, guiding the people through his own speaking. He gave his first sermon, which we call Updesh, at Mount Bipul, situated in Rajgira, the capital of Magadha. He was now a Kavalin all-knowing. That means Mahavira is considered as a person who knows everything, or the Lord Mahavira. He had a large number of followers. He preached at various centers like Avanti, Kosala, Anga, Mithali, Champa, Vidha, and Vaishali. Lord Mahavira attained salvation at the age of 72 at Pawapuri in Bihar. At the time of his death, he had about 14,000 followers. So he got salvation at the age of 72, and he had almost 14,000 followers to follow his preachings, teachings, and to follow him. Now let us continue the next point, that is main teaching of Jainism. Jainism did not accept the authority of Vedas. So Jainism did not accept the supremacy of Vedas, or that the Vedas are the only scriptures or the doctrines who are right, who have knowledge. But Jainism preached 5 vows. It is said that only the 5th vow was added by Mahavira. The first one, the 5 vows, a Jain householder has to take the following vows. Jain householders means the Jain followers have to follow these particular 5 vows. First one, ahimsa, non-violence. So Mahavira said to his followers that they should not harm anyone, they should not kill anyone. They have to love every creatures, every animals of the earth, of the surroundings. No killing, no harming, no physical torture should be done to anyone. Number 2, asthasya, not stealing. And also Mahavira said to the Jain religion followers that they should not steal to anyone's things or anyone's materials. Number 3, satya, not telling a lie. So he said to his followers that they should not tell any lie. They should not speak any lie to anyone. They should be always truthful. They should always be speaking truth thing. Number 4, apare griha, not possessing property. So he told his followers to not to acquire huge amount of wealth. Next 5 number, brahmacharya, practicing chastity. So every individual Jain religion followers had to practice chastity. That means they should be pure enough, they should be in their deeds, in their speaking, and the living should be pure enough. They should not harm anyone, they should not tell lie, they should not kill anybody, or they should not abuse anyone. An injury to living beings. So the living creatures should not be injured or harmed, especially to humans, animals, plants, and insects, is important in Jain philosophy. According, according to Mahavira, violence is of three kinds. So physical violence like killing, causing injury or pain, B number, violence in words or harsh language, speaking wrong things or giving abuse and so on, scolding someone, and number three, mental violence like ill will towards others, mental torture. So these all three are the part of violence. So the Jain followers should not do these all things. Now Jains believed in the sanctity of life or the right of every living being to live. So Jain believed that every creature, every individual living being should be living in this world. They have a full right, they have a full authority to live their own life in this earth. Now these doctrines came to be regarded as five vows. So these beliefs or teachings are regarded as the five vows which every Jain is supposed to take, which every Jain is supposed to follow it. Now number two, nine truth. Beside the five vows and other general doctrine of Jainism, Jains are expected to have the knowledge of the nine truth. So what were the nine truths? We will talk about them in the coming paragraphs. According to Jain philosophy, the knowledge of these nine truths is essential and only renunciations to the shortest way to salvation. These nine truths have a central place in the philosophy of Jainism. The nine truths are Jiva, living things, Ajiva, non-living things, Punya, result of good deeds, Pap, sin, Asrao, good deeds, Sanvar, hindrances in the way of karma, and Bandha, bondage, Nirjara, destruction of karma, and Moksha, salvation. So every individual of Jain religion should follow these nine truths and live their life according to these all given nine truths and so on. Now doctrines of Jainism, beliefs of Jainism, three Ratnas. Mahavira preached that the ultimate goal of man is to attain freedom from worldly bond or attain to moksha. So Mahavira said that and preached that the ultimate goal of the people of the world is to attain freedom from the worldly bondage and also to attain moksha or salvation. It can be obtained by following three ratnas or three jewels. First, right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. So we should have always the right faith upon the things or the preachings. Right knowledge, we should have the good knowledge of certain things, and right conduct, and we should have a right way of leading our lives. These three jewels inspired true Jains to have faith in 24 Tirthankaras, literally those who guide men and women across the river of existence, to acquire knowledge from their sermons and to lead a good life. Now, karma. The Jains believe in karma theory of Hinduism and that one should be responsible for one's own karma or action. Karma means our own deeds. So our karma or deeds should be rightful. It should not harm to anyone through our karma or action. Good deeds alone liberate a man from cycle of life and death. So a person who always does good things, or who he lives his life doing good work, then he moves towards to liberate himself, and he releases from the cycle of life and death. Number 3, equality. Mahavira laid stress on equality between men and men as well as between men and women. So Mahavira stressed or emphasized that every individual, man to man and men to women, should have this quality. So there is no group is superior to anyone. He preached universal brotherhood. He considered all men equal in respect irrespective of their caste or creed. So every individual person of the world is equal of their caste and creed. Mahavira believed that the virtues deeds could achieve ultimate salvation or nirvana. So our own deeds only will lead us towards salvation. All living beings, from the tiny insects to the highest form of life, should be shown compassion. So this is the duty of the every individual person, to show compassion, love, care to the every individuals, either it is a small insect or a big creature. Now let us talk to 4 number, eternal soul. Mahavira believed in the immortality of soul. Immortality means the soul does not die anymore, so it remains alive forever. Soul remains alive forever, it does not die. He said that the body dies but not the soul. Okay, he said that our body gets finished but the soul still remains alive. Salvation. Like the Hindus, Jain believed in moksha, salvation, or freedom from cycle of birth and rebirth. This can be achieved only by leading an austere life. Austere means religious life based on nonviolence and self-denial. To attain salvation, it is necessary to practice the 3 ratnas of right faith, right knowledge, and right action. So, to attain salvation, the people should practice these 3 ratnas, that is, the right faith, right knowledge, and right action. Now, 6 number, belief in penance. Belief in penance means belief in physical, we call the physical penance. Jain believed in penance. To die of starvation, called santara or salekhana, was considered a virtue. Jainism lays so much stress on severe penance that very few people could lead such a stress life. This explains why Jainism had few followers. So the Jain followers who wants to become the followers of Jainism, they have to live in severe penance. That means they have to always be in the fasting. They have to put their body and soul in the pain, and that's why we could see, due to these all strict penance and so on, the followers of Jainism are very less. Dear students, today we will discuss up to this point, and then in the next video we will continue with the spread of Jainism. Thanks.